Hey Diva, welcome back to my channel. And I know that's right. With Natasha Night. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Natasha Night. Think of me as your favorite unapologetic diva who's here to help you fill your cup of confidence and inspire you to embrace your most authentic selves, bask in self-love, and harness that divine feminine energy, honey. So if you haven't already joined the Diva family of confident, unapologetic people who live out loud, please make sure that you do so by subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you get a notification every single time I upload a video. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. All right, now let's get started with the video. So, for those of you who noticed that I wasn't here for a while, I wasn't able to post my daily videos because of the fact that I ended up being really sick. So, around the time that I was recording part one and part two with the tea time about my monster ex, I didn't realize I was actually getting sick. And so I ended up getting really, really sick. I'm not sure if it was the flu, but it was definitely something close to it. And so, yeah, I lost my voice completely. I was out of it. I wasn't even able to work all the way from like the weekend until Wednesday. And then I went back to work on Thursday and Friday. Um, and I'm like healing. And so that's why my voice sounds like how it does. But I make sure that I have my handy dandy water bottle should I need to drink some water. So today's I'm gonna be filming a video that is very like candid and very like raw. So basically, I got a lot of feedback from you guys about part one and part two. And I realized from watching it that I was very vague about the end of my relationship. And so I kind of wanted to do a part three because I wanted to share um the parts that I kind of miss because they are like really serious tea times. Because I thought about it and I was like, you know what? I feel comfortable and confident enough to share it because I'm not embarrassed about it. I'm sure it's happened to more than one person on this planet. So basically, let me explain. So, like I said, he was always cheating on me, my ex. He's very controlling. And basically, when the year 2022 started at the beginning, he got significantly worse, significantly meaner and nastier. Um, and he was complaining about my mental health issues and was like, "Oh, I can't even leave you if I wanted to fuck around and all this stuff." And so I was like, "What do you mean? Do you have somebody like in mind that you want to have something with?" And basically, turned out he was talking to, mind you, this guy. I think what I didn't make clear about my ex Connor is that he was 8 years older than me. So this guy's like pushing 40 basically by the time that all of this is happening. And so, anyways, so he ended up finding this young Haitian girl that lived in Madrid, in Spain. She was like 25, turning 26 or something like that. And he was like talking to her. He didn't even let her know that he was in a relationship with me. And he ends up flying over to her for 5 days and everything, booking this extravagant hotel because he went and he sent it to me and whatever. And that was around the time that I told him I wanted to open up the relationship because I thought that would leave open and honest communication. Um, but he he was very horrible. So, anyways, um, it became too much to me, and I decided, okay, you know what? I need to be safe um, when I leave. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell him that I miss my beautiful niece, and then I'm going back home for 7 weeks. And so, yeah. So, anyways, so around that time, he's like, "Oh, are you sure you're not leaving me?" He's like freaking out. "You're my world, you're everything, all this stuff." I'm like, "No, I'm not leaving you. I'm just going and visiting my family because I miss them and I need the sunshine," right? So this is about April of 2022. So I'm supposed to be, not me popping. I don't know why I'm popping for, but anyways, it's supposed to be 7 weeks that I'm going away, to see my family. So basically from the end of April until mid June, towards the end of June. So, anyways, what happens? So I end up flying, and he's like, oh, he misses me, all this stuff. And then he starts acting funny, like, what did I say, 2 or 3 days later. And so there was somebody that I was interested in. We're going to call him con artist, because that's exactly what he was. And so since we opened up the relationship, I let him know, like, I am not going to go searching for somebody to make the schmecks with, but if I do decide this, like, I'll definitely, use protection, like, for sexual health, and I will let you know, and all these things. And then he basically slut shamed me and was like, don't fuck the world like Tupac, whatever. Mind you, this guy was fucking everything with the fucking hole. But anyways, so that's besides the point. So anyways, I tell him, like, yeah, I have somebody that I'm interested in making the schmecks with, blah, blah, blah. It's just like a sexual relationship. He gets upset and tells me that. And then I'm trying to call him. He's not answering. He keeps forwarding my calls. So then I start trying to voice note on WhatsApp. And he goes and texts me like, no voice notes, just text. Then he sends me a video of him making popcorn in the oven. That's mad weird. Mind you, he never paid for any subscriptions. So, like, the Netflix and all of that stuff was on mine. So, and mind you, most of the furniture and everything in that place was mine, in the new place that we moved into after the hotel that we lived in. So, I'm, abroad, and I'm like, this is so weird. Like, he's not answering my phone calls. He's not voice noting me. He's not letting me voice note him. He's just like texting. I'm not doing it. And then I said, you know what? Like, I thought about it, and I was like, let me break up with him. This is like where it's the safest for me. Like, let me break up with him, and then I'll come back and I'll get my stuff and call it a day. So I write him on Mother's Day. I'm like, oh, hey, we need to talk. And he's like, oh, that sounds really ominous. I know I haven't really, been writing a lot. And I was like, let me know when you got time to call. So basically, I called him to break up with him. And that's when he got super nasty. And then he was like, oh, you're not WhatsApping me anymore. Any communications needs to be through email. And then he was trying to tell me what time to fly in and all this stuff. And I was like, you're not controlling my money, so no. So then what happened? So then basically he's like, oh, you know, all of this shit. He's telling me like, oh, like it's messed up or whatever, like we'll just communicate via email. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. Um, and then I was like, I'll let you know when I have my flight, so that way and then we'll set a time like for us to go or whatever, right? All right, cool. So then, what happens? So then he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna start moving your stuff," and I was like, "You're not touching any of my shit. Like you're not touching any of my sugar honey iced tea." And he was like, "Oh, no, let me move it so that it's out my way." I'm like, it's not in your way. Like, let's not do that. Like, don't play with me. So, anyways, he sends me an email and he goes, let me read it to you. He says, oh yeah, so let me read you guys the emails. So I wrote regarding my move, I wrote, hi Connor, I hope you're doing well despite the sad news. I've sorted my flights out and I will be arriving to Berlin early afternoon on Monday, June 13th. I will also be leaving and heading back to South Florida for good on Sunday, June 19th, with all 4 suitcases. My bestie, and I'm going to call her, what will be my name for her? Chanel. Chanel has agreed to let me stay at her place from the 13th to 19th to take me to the airport. I would like to go by our old place during the morning or day time on Wednesday, June 15th, so I can clear out all my stuff. I will then for sure be sure to drop all the keys in the mailbox on my way out with all the luggage. Please confirm if this works for you or not. Thanks a ton in advance. Natasha. Then he responds, yes, it is very sad, especially as it was a unilateral decision, but I understand that you will be happier in the States more than I can make you, as I have always known. It was always inevitable, so it's not a surprise. You wanted to be set free. Now you are. I hope it makes you happy. I really do. I'm sure that it will in the long run. Yes, that should be okay. How long do you need to pack? Is there anything I can repack? Pre-pack. And then I told him, no, don't touch any of my stuff. The next morning, he writes me, morning, Natasha. Hope you are good. Please find your letter attached that came in the mail. I will open and photo anything that comes for you and leave your name on the door until either enough time has passed or I am no longer here. The first is at your discretion. Just let me know when it is safe to remove it. I'm going to start going through my stuff to sort it out, and we'll throw the purple case out as agreed. I am also going to start moving your stuff to under your clothes, see pic. We'll put stuff in the box under the TV and move it there. We'll put your bathroom stuff there too. I hope this is okay with you. This is hard enough without constant reminders of you. I hope that you understand. It is nothing personal. I will wrap your fridge magnets in paper and put them in a bag, the Natasha pile, when I get home. If there is anything else, let me know. I'm thinking I will sell the TV and send you the money as it is yours. I think I bought the Chromecast, so I will keep the cash from that. I don't want the cards and stuff that you gave me. It is nothing personal. They are beautiful, but I really don't need mementos. They only make things harder, so I can give them back to you or dispose of them. I thought that I would give you the option before I get rid of them. I hope you have a great week. Let me know if the above is okay for you. Thanks, Connor. So then I didn't respond because I was livid that he touched my stuff. So then here goes the bastard. He had a nickname for me called Gnome. So he had a lot of like very nasty nicknames for me. So one of them was Prick. One of them was Cunt. Another one was Gnomes, as in like a garden gnome, because I'm like very little and very short. Mind you, he's not that much taller than me, but whatever. So he writes, my dearest gnomes, I think heading home for you is probably the right decision. I've always thought that, as truly painful as it is, and it is truly painful, to never again be able to experience some cunt demand that I cuddle them. Mind you, I'm the cunt that he's talking about. Well, who knew I would miss that so much? I shall miss seeing your gray curls. Truly, I will. Mind you, as if I have so many gray curls, but whatever. I want to write this one last letter, email to you so that you know what you mean to me. You're right. I am an impossible man to be in a relationship with. You are no saint, mind you. He writes in parentheses. Of course, this is where the condescension comes in. I do drive people away. I was sometimes cruel, and I wish I could take those things back. I wish things didn't end so that I could make amends for them. I wish I had not let people who meant nothing come between us and ended up losing what was really important to me. I wish that I could have just let go at the time so that you knew how much you meant to me. All that we did, I could never imagine doing that with anyone else, nor would I have wanted to. I guess that is why I feel so empty now. I'm writing this to let you know that I will always love you, only one love for me, and cherish the times that we had. I would have done anything to work it out. Apart from anything, you are probably the closest person to me ever, and the person I was most comfortable around. You are my person. Yes, it wasn't always easy. Yes, it has been hard of late. However, I would have never given up. I would have fought for you if that is what I thought you had wanted. I was hurt that you never consulted me or asked me if I had done any soul searching while you were away. You told me what you wanted and I acquiesced. And that was that. You were there 2 weeks and made your mind up. That really hurt. I always thought our greatest strength was our ability to make decisions together if that was the hardest of decisions. Although I know it is natural in times of strife to jettison any thoughts of us or we and return to a first person perspective, I still regret not being involved in the process. Had you asked me, you may have been surprised. The truth is that I missed you so much while you were away these last 2 weeks. It feels like years and did a lot of soul searching. Nothing that I care to share now, but you will have to trust me on that. There is an irony there that maybe one day I will share with you. Your departure hurts me a lot. I understand why, but it hurts. I want you to know this so that you don't think that I didn't fight as I didn't care. I care so very much, but I want you to be happy and thriving. So when you told me what you wanted, I gave it to you. Not that I had much of a choice. I shall miss you every day. Who knew 4 years that you would have gotten so far under my skin? Ugh, you annoying little prick. I'm quite fucking partial to you now, which kind of sucks, but is also kind of beautiful. We are all just brief sparks of light burning in a void, and to have burned together even for a few years is really, truly very special. Please look after yourself and eat healthy. For the times I made you sad, I am truly, truly sorry. For the amazing times we had, I am truly, truly grateful. I wish I would have been able to give you all of me, but I'm a scared, damaged man, sadly. Working on it though. I don't ever want you to doubt what you meant to me, ever. So here is part of it in writing. All my love always, Connor. P.S. You don't have to reply to this. I just wanted to get it off my chest. Obviously, we will be in touch, I guess, over the next month or nearer to the 15th of June until you have retrieved your stuff. P.P.S. I shall not miss the twins. So, for those of you who don't know what the twins are, people would think the twins are these, my boobies, but they're not. The twins are my brows because I draw my brows on. And he was always making fun of the way that I draw my brows on and was calling them the twins and saying it looks hideous and all of these things. Anyways, so now let me explain when he said that he did soul searching when he was away. So remember I said how he did not um remember how I said how he didn't answer my phone calls and he wouldn't let me voice note and he wouldn't voice note and he was like text or whatever. Turns out the same girl that he had flew to Madrid, he paid for her to come to Berlin into my apartment, into my bed, all of the furniture that I paid for. And the reason he was making popcorn is because he was watching movies on my Netflix account with this bitch. Crazy. But again, let me not call her bitch just because of the fact that she genuinely didn't even know I existed. Did not know. He told her that, the things that are there um are from his friend that he's holding, like all of my clothes and everything. Anyways, so it ends up coming out later. So no, not responding. He was very scary with the messages that he sent me. So then he just kept writing me and I just was not. And so he made it hell for me to pick up my stuff, that to the point that I had to go with Chanel and her brother, a big guy, to like protect me to get my stuff. So this is what he writes. Let me read it to you guys. So he writes this to be the morning that I'm flying away. Oh no, wait. Let me see. So after I left to pick up my stuff, mind you, he was such an a-hole. He writes, he sends me another email. I packed your stuff up as it was too painful to just have it everywhere, as if you were going to return at any moment, when I knew that you never would. I wanted to see you, as even seeing you pissed at me was better than not seeing you at all. I really miss you and love you and understand why you hate me, but I can assure you that nothing is going to make me feel any worse than I already do inside, though. I get it. I don't want us to end things like this. After everything we have been through, it seems such a shame that that was our goodbye. Mind you, the reason he was giving me hell about picking my stuff up is because he was having the girl fly back the next day, so he wanted me to come um on the other day to get it because he was having her over. So, anyways, and he has the nerve to write this to me. I'm happy. I don't want things to end like this after everything we've been through. It seems such a shame that that was our goodbye. I'm happy you look good and really hope living back in the States gives you the life you deserve. I have some stuff you might want to keep. I found your mom's 80s pink swimming costume. Mind you, anything I left there was very intentional. I only took what I needed because I had 4.5 suitcases, okay? Are you sure that you don't want to keep that? I can send it or drop it to Camille. I also have a pic of you, and then he put my two friends' names. Your animal Muppets top that your grand got you? Do you want those? I'd like to see you before you go and try to clear the air, though I understand if you don't want to. Of course, Natasha didn't write back. I did not write back. So then, the day that I'm leaving on Juneteenth, which is the day that I was free, or so I thought, and I'm flying back, he sends me an email and he writes, "Last one. This will be my last message apart from any mail that arrives for you. Although I'd wish you let me drop off that stuff I found to Chanel's for you, as it seems irreplaceable to me. I know that you fly back today. I hope you have a safe flight. I am sorry that I broke your heart and disrespected you. I'm sorry that I made you hate me. I love you with all my heart and miss being with you every second of the day, of every day. It is so hard knowing that I hurt you and drove you away. You are right. I should have just cut it off with Fatima. She would have recovered. You were right. I pushed people away, and you were easily the best thing to ever happen to me, and I fucked it. I hope in time you remember the good memories we had. So many. To my eternal regret, I wish we could have sorted it, and I wish that I'd never hurt you. I truly missed you while you were away, and there was so much that I wanted to share with you. I'm really sorry. I love you always and wish you the best in life. Thank you for being the best girlfriend. Take care of yourself." And so when I got back on Juneteenth, and literally the next day, I started having a lot of panic attacks because I was getting flashbacks of all of the abuse and all of the things that were going on from being with him. And so my sister, my estranged sister, we're going to call her Plastic because she's fake as fuck. So Plastic was like, "Oh, you keep having panic attacks, girl. You need to go into therapy." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to go into therapy, but give me time." She's like, "No, you need to go into therapy now." So she helped me find a therapist. She sent me a whole bunch of therapists, and because she's a social worker. And then I found a great therapist who I still have today. And so we started therapy, and I had told her some of the things. I divulged very deep and intimate, obviously, details after like a couple sessions. And no, I think it was after the first session. Details that you guys will never know because that's just way too much. Like, I'm not trying to traumatize y'all, okay? But anyways, so I shared it with her, and she was like, "You left too dignified. Like, you need to tell him off. So you don't have to send this letter to him, but write a letter to him as if you're writing it to him so that you could get it off your chest. And then I'll read it and all this stuff. And if you want to send it, read it to me at our next session, and I'll correct whatever so that way you can feel comfortable sending it." But I felt comfortable sending what I said because um, I had originally wrote this great email, like this great letter, but the problem with it is the beginning didn't hook you. So that's where my sister Plastic came in because I had her help me, and she wrote the first, let me see. She wrote the first four lines. So, but everything else is mine. So I'll give credit where credit is due because that's the type of person I am. So this was the email I responded to him about a month later. "Dear Connor, I know you might have been wondering what happened the last time we saw each other. I want you to know that I was not upset when I saw you. The truth is, it was a whole range of other emotions. So today, I'd like to share them with you since enough time has passed." And then that's like what she wrote. So now it's my point. First off, I would like to thank you. The last 3.5 years with you has taught me so very much. Firstly, what a toxic, hypocritical, lying, cheating, controlling, manipulative, cruel, narcissistic, and pathetic piece of shit white man looks like. To be honest, part of me wonders if the real reason you treated me, a black woman, and the other black woman from your past so horrendously has to do with the fact that you are in fact a closet racist who secretly despises black women, and you don't have the balls to be as overt as the Germans I encountered. And then I did the like thinking emoji, like where you have like the hand on a gem. Thanks to your disgusting manipulative behavior, I had the strength to follow my gut and go to Florida and see that you were the real cause of my depression and the very reason I experienced all that traumatic ass racism in Pankow and Berlin in the first place. Thank you for never sticking up or fighting for me. Thank you for never Thank you for showing me exactly what it is like to have a loser enemy pretending to be your teammate. Thank you for never providing for or protecting me. Thank you for stabbing me in the back. Thank you for never paying for me or treating me like a queen. Thank you for always being self serving and self absorbed. Thank you for trying to control me like a dictator. Thank you for trying to manipulate me like a true narcissist. Thank you for being a typical dismissive and entitled short white man. Thank you for all your passive aggressive digs and backhanded compliments. Thank you for gaslighting me and being an opinionated know it all. Thank you for being a fake ass bitch, phony, and a fraud. Thank you for being super untrustworthy, insensitive, and insincere. Thank you for never respecting my boundaries. Thank you for never introducing me to any of your shitty friends or family who knew your ex. Thank you for making sure not to meet many of my friends. Thank you for never making an effort to fly to Florida and meet my amazing family. They for sure would have seen right through your bullshit. Thank you for mistreating me and disrespecting me. Thank you for never taking accountability and lacking empathy. Thank you for using and freeloading off of me. Thank you for being petty and vindictive. Thank you for preying on my vulnerability. Thank you for being a worthless prick. Thank you for being a lazy cunt who sucks at software development. I am fully aware and can take full accountability for the fact that I am the one who allowed all the atrocious and egregious things that you have done and said to me over the years and chose to stay as long as I did, despite the fact that you were a walking red flag. And then I did the like slapping forehead emoji. How comfortably malicious you were towards the end of our relationship is what made it incredibly easy for me to leave you without feeling heartbroken in any way, only disappointed in myself for the amount of time I wasted on a monster like you. Choosing to be with a cold, heartless monster like you has affected my life so negatively, and I'm so happy to finally be free from you and all the consistent trauma that being with you, a closet racist, entails. Free from all the bullshit lies you told about your fake ass anxiety, OCD, panic attacks, and God knows what else. You are a cheater. And I put this in bold and underlined it. This is the real reason why your ex, Andrea, who you were with for 5 years, left you. This is also one of the thousands of reasons I left you, and any other woman that loves herself and gets with you, Fatima, or whatever victim you've chosen to prey on next, will eventually leave you. You are selfish and cheap, and I am so elated and overjoyed to no longer be a pawn in the intensely pessimistic and exceedingly draining Liam show. To me, you are an energy vampire, a real vortex of negative energy, as Amanda would say. And I see exactly what she was talking about. In case, did I say Amanda? Sorry, Andrea would say, and I see exactly what he was talking about. In case you were wondering, I do not miss anything from our relationship. There are no good memories. Because when I look back at all the trips or anything, they are all laced with something sadistic and tyrannical that you did to me. Living with you, however, was by far the worst of those experiences because you were a ruthless and relentless monster who treated me like your punching bag, who you verbally and emotionally assaulted almost daily. I thank God and my angelic mother every day that I never had a child with such a short, pitiful, mentally disturbed and passive aggressive little boy who has gone nowhere in life. It is because of them that I now have a positive and fruitful life again. And then I did the prayer hands emoji. Thank you, Connor, for giving me the worst 3.5 years of my life because they've led me to now to a happy place in my life, which is a life without you in it. I know that as life goes on and I forget about you and you become a distant negative memory of the past, you will continue to remember me vividly because I am the greatest woman to ever walk into your life. It is truly mind blowing that you were lucky enough to be graced with a woman who is so out of your league in all aspects as your girlfriend and partner for almost 4 years. I find comfort in knowing that you will never get another girlfriend or partner who is as great or loyal as I was to you ever again. As you always said, you do not deserve me. I wish I listened and followed your advice years ago and went back to Florida to find a man that was. What is it? How did I lose where I'm at? Oh, yeah. I wish I listened and followed your advice years ago and went back to Florida to find a man that was better suited to me, who can actually give me what I want and deserve with a smile on his face instead of bullshit complaints. However, and this is where I start to lie because I'm trying to make sure that I dig him. I know that if I left you, then it would not have led me to the real man I have in my life now, because I would not have been as appreciative of him and the love he gives me. I am more than grateful to know that I never have to see your hideous round face, deal with your shitty ass personality, or pretend to be sexually satisfied and orgasm from your extremely short pencil dick. Again, I meant to say pencil thumb, but yeah. I finally have a proper size, healthy, thick, and long one I can ride. Winky face. The fact that I escaped you is something that gives me such peace and serenity when I sleep at night. There were two lines in your messages that really stuck with me when writing this email. The first is, you know, my issue has always been that I never fully appreciate something until it is gone. We both know that you knew what you had. You just did not care to treat me right because you believed my self esteem was low enough to continue to take the abuse and stay with you. And my second and all time favorite line from you, the truth is that I missed you so much while you're away. These last 2 weeks, it feels like years, and did a lot of soul searching. Nothing that I care to share now, but you will have to trust me on that. I want you to know that I know for a fact that there was no soul searching because number one, that would require you to have a soul in the first place, and number two, you were too busy slut shaming me and spending that week with Fatima in our flat in Berlin eating popcorn while watching something on my Netflix account to work on your empty soul. I for sure won't ever miss your vortex and negative energy one bit. Thank you for showing me the real you and making it effortless for me to kick you out my life. And then I did the like clapping hands emoji. Please understand that you never broke me or my heart, and that I am truly happy and will continue to be because the sun shines every day where I live. I'm surrounded by so much positivity and love in all areas of my life, and I do not have to pretend to be something or someone I am not. That is something you can never have or be because you are a cruel asshole bully who doesn't love himself enough to behave like a decent human being and treat people, black women especially, with respect. In one of your emails, you said you don't ever want me to doubt what I meant to you or the love you have for me. Cracking up face emoji. To be honest with you, I do not believe anything that comes or came out of your deceitful mouth because you are a habitual and pathological liar. I do, however, believe that you will regret every last thing that you did to me, and later on, the realization of who and what you lost forever will be especially torturous to you as you ruminate endlessly over it. However, I want you to know that at the end of the day, thanks to therapy, a deep love for myself, and God, I forgive you for all that you did, said, and did, and do not hate you. This is because I do not love you, and I recognize that my life is 1,000,000% better without you in it, and that is the greatest gift I could have ever given myself. May you never forget what a beautiful, fun, strong, intelligent, well educated, passionate, talented, funny, sexy, well spoken, warm, loving, kind, open, loyal, and understanding black woman like me looks like, because you will never ever have the privilege of having someone like Natasha in your life or presence again. May you spend the rest of your pathetic, miserable, racist life remembering all the great and immensely positive memories and times that my black presence provided you with, and may they forever be etched in your negative brain. Sincerely or truly happy and completely free, Natasha. P.S. I think it is undoubtedly clear from this letter/email that I have zero interest in ever being in contact with you again. You don't have to respond. I just needed to be honest with you and say my piece before blocking your email and negativity for good this time. P.P.S. We all know that you will miss the twins, along with all the beauty that comes with having known me. Winky face. Enjoy your miserable life full of emptiness, negativity, and lies. You truly deserve it, Connor Bags. And then I put the middle finger up. So, yeah, basically, that was the email that I sent him. And since then, he's never written me, which is what I wanted and which is what I thought. But it is something that I'm very proud of because, for a lot of the relationship, I started not to protect or defend myself. And so this was my moment to make sure that I defended myself and I made it abundantly clear that I didn't want like anything to do with him. And so that's what I meant when I said like I wrote this email that like I ripped his ass to shreds so that there was no way that he would think I would want anything to do with him. So that's essentially it for this video. Please leave a comment, please like, and let me know your thoughts on like the craziness that I just shared, like the ghetto-ness. It's really how savage that motherfucker was to have her in my house while I'm like, it's just, I'm always like mind blown because I'm like, it's really the fact that when people ain't shit, they ain't shit. And that's the crazy thing. So there's that. And yeah. So I'm going to close it on a positive note because I know that this is a lot of negativity, but I was just being like real and honest with you guys. So on that note, I'm going to end it with saying, remember, divas, loving yourself is the first secret to happiness. So be your own reason to smile. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.